All right, book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, starting at verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137 year of the kingdom of the Greeks. So 137 years, right? In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. All right, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. All right, so y'all see this, right? Now they're going to be doing ordinance after the heathens, right? Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, right? Look at that. Wow. Completely going against scripture. Made themselves uncircumcised, right? And forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen, right? And were sold to do mischief. Now, y'all see what's going on? All right. Covenants like this is why we're in situations like we're in today, living in the land of our captivity. But let's continue, right? Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of the two realms. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. All right, verse 19. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the shewbread, and the pouring vessels, and the veils, and the censers of gold, and the veil of the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore there was a great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned. The virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. All right, now y'all see this? Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them. But all was deceit. For when they have given him much credence, he fell suddenly upon the city, and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire, and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children they took them captive, and possessed the cattle. Then built they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. Verse 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. So her glory was high, and now her dishonor is at that same level, on the opposite, right? Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Now we know that the Most High is against that, based off Genesis chapter 11, right? Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. Wow. Sound like Christianity to me. All right, but let's continue. Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Now, this strange is talking about the laws of people that aren't Israelites, right? The governors of Antiochus and his people. That's what that's talking about, not strange laws like things that are weird. I mean, it is weird when it's outside the law of the Most High, but it's not. It's talking about strange as in people that aren't Israelites. That's what it's talking about. Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. Wow. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. These people done lost their mind, right? That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. So make no mistake about it. The heathens, the enemy, the devil, they know our laws. They know our laws so much that they want us to go against our own Father, right? To go against the law. All right, so let's pause right quick, right? Verse 43. Antiochus has already made a religion. Y'all see that? The Israelites, they made a covenant with this man and they made a religion. Okay, verse 45, they profane the Sabbath. Verse 46, they pollute the sanctuary. And verse 47, they sacrifice in swine's flesh. How is this not Christianity? How does this not sound like Christianity to you? How do you not see that? Look at Christianity. They eat swine's flesh, right? To them, the law is done away with. And these Israelites made a covenant with Antiochus and his people, and they are doing away with the law in their own way. The land is polluted. Look, have you been reading along? Right? Let's continue. All right, this chapter has a lot of informal information, right? But we're going to skip down to verse 54. All right, this is the point that I want to get to. Now the 15th day of the month, Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. Watch this. You'll see that Caslu is Kislev, if I'm saying that right. Caslu is also Kislev. Now look where Kislev or Caslu lands on. December. right? Are you seeing this? Watch this. Verse 55. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire. Now y'all see this? This is also in Kislev in December. Pay attention. Now this king that you see in this verse right here, verse 57, this is Antiochus, right? Watch this. And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, talking about the law of the Most High, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death. All right. Now this is all in the month of December. And this is what happened when the Israelites made covenant with Antiochus and his people. Right? Watch this. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month to as many as were found in the cities. Verse 59. Now the 25th day of the month they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of Most High. Now look at that. The 25th day of December. Does that ring a bell? All right, now look, pay attention. Don't let this go over your head. What is the 9th month of the Hebrew calendar? Kislev, right? The 9th month of the Hebrew calendar. Now, if you count from April, Abib, right? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 9 months. So it lands on December, with Abib, the month of Passover, being the first month. And you're counting April. All right. 1 John chapter 3, starting at verse 1, right? Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God, right? Elohim, right? Therefore, the world knows us not, because it knew him not, right? Beloved, now we are the sons of Elohim, and it doeth not yet appear what we should be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is, all right? Which is holy. You know what I'm saying? He gave us the law, and we are to abide by it and apply it to our lives, right? Watch this. All right, Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. For my people, talking about Israel, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. See, we have gone so far away from the law that we don't even remember how it is to do good according to scripture. We've gone so far away from the law that we have wisdom to do evil. We know how to sin all day long, but how to keep the law, right? Feast days, fringes, Sabbaths, we have no knowledge of that. Which brings me to the next precept. Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 12. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. All right. So I'm gonna give you an example of what it means to like be wise for yourself. A lot of times we think that we graduate high school and we go off to college and we get all these degrees, your masters, your bachelors, your doctorate degrees, and all these things like that. And we think that we're doing ourselves a service, right? To get better jobs or careers and stuff like that, and like that level of wisdom, you know what I mean? And all that's cool, but you're really doing it for yourself. That has nothing to do with the Most High, right? And that's where we are a lot of times in life. We're so focused on doing for self that we forget about the actual wisdom of keeping the law. It's more wise than anything to keep the law and to do the Most High's will, so that you can save your soul. That's the best level of wisdom you can give yourself. But a lot of times we're scorners because we lack knowledge and we think we know it all, and can't nobody tell us nothing, right? Nobody's telling you not to go to college, but look what happens when you do. You join these fraternities, right? Which are under Masonics and devil worship and secret societies that you know nothing about. And you get branded and you do rituals that are completely against the Most High, right? Completely against your father, your head. You know what I mean? But to you, I'm just going to college, and, they've preached to me that being a part of this fraternity will help me in life and always have a brotherhood or sisterhood to back me up. And in actuality, nothing can do more of a service for you than keeping the law of the Most High. Which brings me to my next precept. Isaiah chapter 44, starting at verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Most High, that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. All right, skip down to verse 18. They have not known nor understood, for he have shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts, that they cannot understand. And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire. Yea, also, I have baked bread upon the coals thereof, I have roasted flesh and eaten it. And shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree? Right? Now, verse 21, right? Remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee, thou art my servant. O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me. I have blotted out, as a thick cloud, thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Sing, O ye heavens, for the Most High have done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, ye mountains, O forest, and every tree therein, for the Most High have redeemed Jacob and glorified himself in Israel. You see? So this is our job. It's not about folly and stupid crap. Our job is to be of servitude to the Most High, right? Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Verse 11. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. All right, so our life is increased, and the days thereof behind us keeping the law.